Sora. You're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation is over.
Come on, wait up!
Hello everyone, this is Daughter Darkness, and this is a Kingdom Hearts theory. Well, I say theory, it's more of a kind of potential storyline really, because mostly it's not based on kind of looking at minor details of previous entries and determining something which has always been the case or whatever. This is just kind of something which I think would have a big impact if it was part of the storyline of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it concerns Roxas, and as you saw in the title, it concerns him being the 13th Seeker of Darkness, as well as the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, let's just get this explained. So Roxas obviously is Sora's nobody, but he returned to Sora at the start of Kingdom Hearts 2 to wake him up, and we've seen that in Dream Drop Distance, Sora is, Roxas even, is perfectly happy to be in this situation because he thinks that Sora is the one who deserves to be his own person. Sora promised that he would do whatever he could to bring Roxas back and give him a chance to have his own life separate from Sora. There is someone else who might want Roxas's return, and this kind of bases itself on a throwaway comment made in Dream Drop Distance. I'll just play the comment right now.
Vassal? Yes, we originally had our sights set on you, but you developed a certain resistance to darkness. So we did what the Keyblade did, and moved down the list. Roxas. Now there was a worthy candidate, but unfortunately, he became too aware of himself and returned to Sora.
So this seems like it's just kind of like a harmless comment made by young Xehanort that won't have any bearing on anything in the future, but as we've seen with Kingdom Hearts, often the small things can end up being huge later on. I feel like if Xehanort found a way to bring Roxas back and have him as his 13th Seeker of Darkness, he would grab it. There is someone else who has the answers, potentially. Again, seen from the end of Dream Drop Distance, and that is Ansem the Wise. His research may help Sora to bring back the hearts that are lost inside his own, Roxas, Xion, Ventus, and so on. I think that's pretty much it, but never mind. So maybe if Xehanort, because Xehanort was Ansem's apprentice, so maybe he knows about this research and he tries to use it because he still needs a 13th vessel. So maybe it could be even the start of Kingdom Hearts 3 could be Ansem the Wise getting kidnapped, or maybe I can kind of picture it because Ansem the Wise and Aqua are together, and then I can imagine like Ansem the Seeker of Darkness. I'm not sure why him, it could be any Xehanort, like just appearing and then grabbing him and going, but maybe we wouldn't see that. Maybe Aqua sends her like message out to Sora, whatever that ends up being about, and the Master Keeper arrives on Destiny Islands because she reaches out to him because Ansem the Wise has been kidnapped by Xehanort, because Aqua's been in there like well over 10 years, so why suddenly now is she going to try to get back into the Realm of Light, or like more urgently get back into the Realm of Light? And this could be the answer. If Ansem the Wise is kidnapped by Xehanort, she could realise that she needs to do something and help save everyone in the Realm of Light. So that could be why she sends the Master Keeper out to Destiny Islands. Potentially, they could, having kidnapped Ansem the Wise, Xehanort could, like, I don't know, hijack or whatever Sora and Aqua and Riku and whoever are doing to wake Ventus up. Xehanort could potentially hijack that, I suppose, and if they're using whatever the key to return hearts is to bring Ventus's heart back, maybe at the same time he takes Roxas's heart and Roxas is reborn. Obviously we don't see this happen, maybe at the end we see this in a flashback or something, but we see maybe Roxas standing like as a hooded figure, and he's just watching maybe Kyrie and Lee train, and then maybe Xemnas appears next to him and convinces him that Lee, although he doesn't specifically say that it's Lee, has betrayed him and has his new friends. It's basically kind of similar to how Maleficent convinced Riku that Sora had moved on from him in Kingdom Hearts 1. So yeah, that's kind of all we see from Roxas, but then in the final battle his hood gets like knocked off. Presumably we know who he is because he's fighting with the Oathkeeper in Oblivion, unless he gets his own new Keyblade by this point. Maybe Xehanort passes down a Keyblade onto him or something, I don't know. I can imagine he's fighting Lee, you know, his best friend, and then his hood gets like knocked off, and it is Roxas, but we can tell it's Roxas, but he's been kind of corrupted by Xehanort, and he's got like silver hair and yellow eyes and everything. And in terms of this, Roxas becoming a Seeker of Darkness, this is kind of like something which could kind of go into it, which is a theory by HMK. I'll leave a link to it in the description, where he said that Sora is already a vessel of Xehanort's heart because of Vanitas. Maybe Xehanort knows this, because he knows that there must be a link between Sora and Ventus, because Roxas looks so similar to Ventus. So maybe he uses this knowledge, and when he brings Roxas out of Sora, however he does it, he also brings the part of his own heart. And Roxas becomes a vessel of darkness and a vessel of Xehanort's heart, and this could like link into my idea that he is the 13th Seeker of Darkness. But he's also going to betray the Darknesses, I think. I think Lee and Sora and Riku and, I don't know, Kyrie, anyone, convince Roxas to betray them, and we see like his maybe if we're fighting someone, we take control of Roxas when he betrays them, and maybe as he's fighting whoever it is he's fighting, one thing I could imagine happening is Lee fighting Cyax, and you know, Cyax wins, and then Lee gets saved by Roxas, and then we fight Cyax as Roxas and defeat him, and while we're fighting him, maybe like every bar Roxas becomes less Xehanort and more Roxas, and then we see like the bit of Xehanort's heart like leave him or whatever, and then he destroys it. I imagine this as being like, by this point Kingdom Hearts the Keyblade has already been forged, Xehanort's got control of it, and then we end up in a situation where it's 4 versus 3. Something's happened to all of the Darknesses have been destroyed apart from 3 of them, Xehanort, Ansem and Xemnas. For whatever reason the other lights can't get involved in this battle. Maybe like they get pulled away or something. But you get Sora and Mickey fighting Xehanort, Riku fighting Ansem, and Roxas fighting Xemnas. And this is kind of separate, but I imagine like Ansem maybe beating Riku, and then Sora saving him, Roxas beating Xemnas alone, and then Mickey ends up being the one who defeats Master Xehanort. So that's Roxas as the 13th Seeker of Darkness sort of done, and he betrays the Darknesses. But what about this final boss thing? So I can see the 4 of them kind of celebrating or whatever, going like, oh my god, we've finally done it, Xehanort's gone, the Keyblade's like fading, and you see it like dissolving. But then Roxas looks over to it, and then picks it up, and it kind of reforms in his hand. And think, at the end of 358 days over 2, what was Roxas trying to do? Roxas was trying to take control of Kingdom Hearts so he could bring Xion back. And if those memories are still there, which I think they are somewhere, he could definitely try it again. So Roxas takes the Keyblade at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Mickey maybe goes after him first, and Roxas just kind of knocks him away. And then I could see him killing Riku, which could act as Sora's motivation, obviously, in the final battle. Roxas kind of like takes control of Kingdom Hearts or whatever, but then Sora like does the like keyhole animation thing and goes into the Station of Awakening with Roxas. And then you get the final boss, which is Sora versus Roxas. Roxas wielding the Keyblade. And then maybe Sora wins, obviously, and Roxas is defeated, but then Sora kind of like stands over him. Obviously he's really angry that he's killed Riku, as you'd expect, and he's gonna just like kill him just straight there. But then like he hears like Riku's voice in his head or whatever saying, "No, this isn't the right way, Sora," or something like that. And then he kind of like throws his Keyblade to the ground or whatever, and then Shion appears next to Sora, and Sora's like, "Well, how can you be back? Because I've stopped Roxas. He doesn't have control of Kingdom Hearts anymore. The Keyblade's gone." But then she says that the link to Kingdom Hearts is no longer the Keyblade. The link is Roxas himself. He's opened it up. He's made contact. Roxas is Kingdom Hearts, and Shion is returning. But the entire realm of light will be plunged into darkness if he's not stopped soon. So Sora has to kill Roxas. And this, I can just imagine, it would be a heart-wrenching moment. And Shion talks to Roxas, and Roxas sees what he's done wrong. And then he asks Sora to kill him, which Sora does. And I could see Roxas's death scene here being one of the most heartbreaking moments in the entire series, where Sora defeats him and then Roxas dies in Sora's arms, while they're seeing Shion fade away. They're all gone, and obviously Riku is as well, and Sora just kind of sits there not knowing what to do, as he's lost everything that's connected to him and there's nothing left for him. But then in all this sadness, Kairi appears next to Sora, and they share a Palpu fruit together. They say that they've lost all of these connections, so all they can do is make their own stronger. And then that's how the game ends. So this does kind of go beyond my theory of what Roxas is going to become in Kingdom Hearts 3. But yeah, I could definitely see that working. Obviously it wouldn't work exactly the same as the way I've done it. I'm sure Square Enix would make it more emotional and everything. But yeah, this is something I could see happening. Roxas, the 13th Seeker of Darkness, and the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 3. What do you think about this? Please say your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you like this video then please press that like button, and check out my other videos and subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you for watching.